Richard III, the last Plantagenet king of England, met a dramatic end at the Battle of Bosworth Field in 1485. This battle was a pivotal moment in English history, a clash that would determine the fate of the nation. Richard, leading his forces with determination, faced the army of Henry Tudor, who sought to claim the throne. The battlefield was a chaotic scene of clashing swords, charging knights, and the thunderous roar of battle cries. Despite his valiant efforts, Richard was ultimately defeated, his death marking a significant turning point in the annals of English history. His death marked the end of a dynasty and the beginning of the Tudor era. The fall of the Plantagenets and the rise of the Tudors signaled a new chapter for England, one that would bring about profound changes in the political and social landscape. The Tudor era, beginning with Henry VII, ushered in a period of relative stability and significant cultural development. It was a time of transformation, where the old ways were gradually replaced by new ideas and innovations. Richard's reign was short and turbulent, filled with intrigue, war, and controversy. Ascending to the throne in 1483, his rule was immediately beset by challenges. The political landscape was fraught with tension, and Richard had to navigate a web of alliances and enmities. His decisions and actions during this time have been the subject of much debate among historians. Was he a ruthless usurper, or a king striving to bring order to a fractured realm? The truth, as always, lies somewhere in between. He is often remembered as a villain, accused of murdering his nephews, the princes in the Tower. This dark chapter in Richard's story has cast a long shadow over his legacy. The disappearance of the young princes, Edward V and his brother Richard, Duke of York, remains one of history's most enduring mysteries. Accusations of foul play have haunted Richard's name, painting him as a power-hungry tyrant willing to eliminate any threat to his rule. Yet some argue that these accusations were part of a smear campaign by his enemies, designed to tarnish his reputation and justify their own claims to power. For centuries, Richard's final resting place remained a mystery. The exact location of his grave was lost to time, becoming a subject of speculation and legend. Many believe that his remains had been desecrated or scattered, a fate befitting a king whose reign was so controversial. The search for his burial site became a quest for historians and archaeologists, driven by a desire to uncover the truth and bring closure to a centuries-old enigma. Historical accounts placed his burial at Greyfriars Friary in Leicester, but the friary itself had vanished, lost to time and urban development. The once sacred ground had been built over, its history buried beneath layers of modern life. The friary, a place of reflection and peace, had become a forgotten relic of the past. Yet the stories persisted, and the hope of finding Richard's grave never truly faded. Richard's story, shrouded in mystery and speculation, became the stuff of legend. Over the centuries, his life and death were immortalized in literature, theater, and folklore. Shakespeare's portrayal of Richard III as a deformed, malevolent villain cemented his image in the public consciousness. But beyond the dramatizations, there was a real man whose life was far more complex and nuanced. The legends, while captivating, often obscured the true nature of Richard's character and reign. Then, in 2012, an extraordinary discovery captured the world's imagination. A dedicated team of archaeologists, driven by a combination of historical curiosity and modern technology, embarked on a mission to locate Richard's long-lost grave. Their efforts were a testament to the enduring fascination with this enigmatic king and the relentless pursuit of historical truth. A team of archaeologists, historians, and scientists unearthed a skeleton beneath a Leicester car park. The discovery was nothing short of miraculous, a moment that bridged the gap between the past and the present. The remains, found in a humble and unassuming location, were meticulously examined and analyzed. Every bone, every fragment, told a story, revealing clues about the life and death of the man they belonged to. The bones, bearing the marks of battle and a curved spine, would be confirmed as those of the lost king, Richard III. The skeletal remains showed clear signs of the violent end Richard met on the battlefield, with injuries consistent with historical accounts of his death. Additionally, the pronounced curvature of the spine confirmed the descriptions of Richard's physical appearance, often exaggerated in historical and literary portrayals. This discovery was more than just finding a king's bones. It was a moment of profound historical significance, offering a tangible connection to a figure who had long been shrouded in myth and mystery. The find provided an unprecedented opportunity to re-examine Richard's life and legacy, challenging long-held assumptions and opening new avenues of research. It was a chance to rewrite history, to separate fact from fiction, and to see Richard III in a new light. The discovery sparked a renewed interest in Richard's reign, prompting historians to delve deeper into the records and reevaluate the evidence. It was an invitation to look beyond the villainous caricature and explore the complexities of a man who lived in a tumultuous time. Through this process, a more balanced and nuanced portrait of Richard III began to emerge, one that acknowledged his flaws but also recognized his humanity and the challenges he faced as a ruler. The remarkable journey to find Richard III began with Philippa Langley, a screenwriter and member of the Richard III Society. Langley, driven by a deep passion for history and a fascination with the enigmatic figure of Richard III, embarked on a quest that would span years and challenge conventional historical narratives. Passionate about history, Langley was convinced that Richard's remains lay buried somewhere in Leicester. Her conviction was not just a fleeting thought, but a deeply held belief that she nurtured through extensive research and unwavering determination. She spent years researching historical records, poring over old maps, and studying medieval accounts of the city. Langley meticulously examined every piece of evidence she could find, from ancient manuscripts to obscure historical documents, piecing together a puzzle that many had long given up on. Langley's research led her to believe that Greyfriars Friary and Richard's likely burial site might lie beneath a city council car park. This was a bold and unconventional theory, but Langley was undeterred. She knew that if her hunch was correct, it would be a groundbreaking discovery. It was a long shot, but Langley was determined to pursue every lead. She walked the streets of Leicester, visualizing the medieval cityscape and imagining where the friary might have stood centuries ago. Her determination was palpable, and she was ready to face any obstacle in her path. She approached the University of Leicester Archaeological Services, or ULS, with her theory, proposing a ground-penetrating radar survey of the car park. This was a crucial step in her quest, as the technology could potentially reveal what lay hidden beneath the surface without disturbing the ground. Despite skepticism from some quarters, Langley's enthusiasm and meticulous research convinced the archaeologists to take a chance. Her presentation was compelling, and her passion was infectious. The archaeologists, intrigued by her findings, decided to support her in this ambitious endeavor. The stage was set for an extraordinary archaeological investigation, one that would capture the world's attention. As the dig commenced, media outlets from around the globe began to take notice. The possibility of uncovering the remains of a long-lost king was a story that resonated with people everywhere, and Langley's quest became a symbol of perseverance and the relentless pursuit of truth. In August 2012, the ULAS team, led by archaeologist Richard Buckley, began their search. Using ground-penetrating radar, they scanned the car park, hoping for any sign of the lost friary. The results were promising. The radar revealed intriguing anomalies beneath the asphalt, suggesting the presence of buried structures. Encouraged by these findings, the team decided to proceed with a small-scale excavation. They focused on two areas of particular interest identified by the radar survey. Time was of the essence, as the team had limited time to explore the site before their permit expired. As the archaeologists carefully removed layers of earth, they began to uncover tantalizing clues. Fragments of medieval pottery, tiles, and stained glass hinted at the presence of a significant religious building. The team's excitement grew with each passing day. The first trench, dug in a corner of the car park, revealed the walls of a medieval friary building. This was a significant find, as it confirmed the historical records that suggested a friary once stood in this area. The walls, though weathered by time, still held the echoes of a bygone era, whispering tales of monks and medieval life. This discovery, while significant, was not unexpected. Historical documents had long hinted at the presence of the friary, and previous surveys had suggested the possibility of such ruins lying beneath the modern car park. The team of archaeologists, armed with maps and historical texts, had a good idea of what they might find. The real breakthrough came in the second trench, located beneath a letter R painted on the car park's surface. This seemingly mundane marking would soon reveal its extraordinary secret. As the archaeologists dug deeper, their anticipation grew. The letter R, a simple parking designation, was about to become a symbol of one of the most remarkable archaeological discoveries of the century. There, just a few feet below the ground, the archaeologists unearthed something extraordinary, a human skeleton. The bones, though ancient, were remarkably well preserved, lying in a shallow grave that had been hastily dug. The team knew immediately that they had stumbled upon something of great historical significance. The skeletal remains were lying in a hastily dug grave, oriented north-south, a position often associated with Christian burials. This orientation was a crucial clue, suggesting that the individual had been buried with some degree of reverence, despite the apparent haste. The grave's shallow depth and the hurried nature of the burial raised many questions. The skeleton's feet were missing, seemingly chopped off, perhaps due to the grave being too short. This macabre detail added another layer of mystery to the find. Why had the feet been removed? Was it a sign of disrespect, or simply a practical decision made in haste? The archaeologists pondered these questions as they carefully documented the site. The discovery sent shockwaves through the team. The possibility that they had found a significant historical figure was exhilarating. The air was thick with excitement and speculation. Could this be the final resting place of someone whose name had echoed through the annals of history? Could this be the lost king? The thought was almost too incredible to believe. Richard III, the last Plantagenet king of England, had been lost to history for centuries. His final resting place had been a mystery, shrouded in legend and speculation. Now it seemed the answer might lie beneath their feet. The location of the grave, the position of the skeleton, and the apparent haste of the burial all pointed towards Richard III. Historical records described a hurried burial after the Battle of Bosworth, where Richard III had met his end. The evidence was compelling, but the team knew that they needed more than just circumstantial clues. But confirmation would require rigorous scientific analysis. The bones would need to be examined in a lab, subjected to a battery of tests to determine their age, origin, and identity. DNA analysis, carbon dating, and forensic examination would all play a role in unraveling the mystery. The team prepared to embark on the next phase of their journey, knowing that the answers they sought were within reach but still hidden in the depths of history.